Hey everybody, I hope we're all having a great day. Today we are going to work with some story problems and setting up proportions to solve those. I have a method that I'd like to show you. I like to think of it as the tic-tac-toe method because we're going to use what looks like a tic-tac-toe board to set it up. And the way we use this board before we get into any of the problems is typically, and there are some variations of this, and you'll see that in a little bit, we're going to add up whatever we put in these two spaces to get a total here. And the same thing over here, we're going to add up these two to get a total here. There are some cases that we may subtract instead, some special cases, but we'll talk about some of those. So I just decided that I wanted to pull up a couple right off of your assignment for today. And the first one I want to start with is number 5. So number 5 says, a local restaurant has 6 waiters and 9 waitresses. The manager wants to hire 10 more wait staff. How many of each can she hire to keep the ratio of the number of waiters to the number of waitresses the same? Well, I'm going to set up my tic-tac-toe. And I'm going to say that right now I've got 2 groups. I've got waiters and I've got waitresses. So waiters, waitresses. So I've got my labels in there, and then this bottom one is going to be my total. So currently we have 6 waiters, 9 waitresses. That's a total of 6 plus 9, 15 servers. Our manager wants to hire 10 more wait staff. Well, right now we have 15. 10 more than that, we'd have 25. Okay, now the question asks, how many of each can she hire? So we need to know both waiters and waitresses. Well, I can only do that one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say waiters. Let's put an X there. Now I'm going to take what's my full rows. So here's my full row. Here's a full row. And I'm going to use those to set up my proportion. So my proportion is going to be 6 on top on the left side, X on top on the right side because they came from my first row. Bottom of each side, 15, 25, right out of my tic-tac-toe table. Now I can go ahead and I can cross multiply. 6 times 25 equals 15x. Divide by 15. All right, maybe you want to grab a calculator to help you out with that. I'm going to do a little mental math. I'm going to say that I get 10, if I did that correctly. Okay. So what that means is not that I'm going to hire 10 waiters. I'm going to have a total of 10 waiters. So I started with 6. I'm going to add, well, 6 plus what gives me 10? 4. So I'm going to hire 4 waiters. Now, I'm not so sure that I don't want to check this somehow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back up to my tic-tac-toe board. And I'm going to say, well, let's put Y here for waitresses. Now I use my full row with my 9 and my Y, my 15 and my 25. So my new proportion for waitresses, 9 on top, Y on top, 15 on bottom, 25 on bottom. Okay, same thing. We're going to cross multiply. 9 times 25, let's see, that is 225 equals 15Y. Okay, so let's see. I take 225 divided by 15. That should be 15. Y equals 15. Okay, now that's 15 total waitresses again. So I started with 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. So 6 waitresses. So that gives me 6 more waitresses, 4 more waiters. Is that a total of 10 more servers like we had asked for? And indeed it is. So that's how I kind of checked my answer. So our solution for that one, 4 more waiters, 6 more waitresses. Okay, second one that I want to take a look at is we're going to jump right to the next one in our assignment number 6. You can purchase a child's digital camera for $59.99 online. Its list price is $69.99. What is the discount rate of the online price? Well, I can set up my tic-tac-toe a few different ways. But this is how I'm going to set it up right now. I'm going to say that I have an original price. I have a discount of some sort because we're getting it on sale or we're ordering it from a place that's got a special deal, whatever it is. And I've got my sale price. Well, I look at what I know. I know the original price was $69.99. We don't know how much the discount was yet, but we do know that we actually only pay $59.99. So then the question is, how much did we save? Well, our discount must have been $10 because $69.99 minus 10 gives us our $59.99. Okay, over on the right side, my original. I need to put a percent by that because I want to know the discount rate, the discount percent in this problem. So I'm going to go up here, and my original is always my 100%. And we want the discount rate. I don't need the sale percent. I want the discount rate. So I'm going to put my D there for discount. Go with my full rows. $69.99. 100, 10, D. Cross multiply, I get 69.99 D equals 1,000. Divide both sides by 69.99. I'm going to grab my calculator to help me out with that a little bit. Stall 1,000 divided by 69.99. That looks interesting. Okay. But remember, my discount is going to be a percent, so I might want to round that off a little bit, but I don't have to round it to 2 decimals. So I'm going to go back to the problem, and I'm going to double check to make sure the directions don't tell me anything specifically. They don't. So I'm going to use the rule of Mr. Gleason says, today we're going to round to 2 decimal places. So D is equal to 14 and 2900ths, which is, we're going to change that to a percent discount rate, 14 and 2900ths percent. There we go. All right, one last example here for the video. We're going to jump to number 12. So number 12 says, Wilson wants to use 3 parts of Kentucky bluegrass, 3 parts of red fescue, and 4 parts of perennial ryegrass to seed his new lawn. How many pounds of each type of grass will he use if he uses a total of 15 2-pound bags of seed? Well, I'm going to list out all the different kinds I've got. I've got a bluegrass. I've got a red fescue. I've got a perennial rye. And then if I put all those together, I get a total. Okay, now I'm going to put in my parts, my ratios. So 3 parts blue, 3 parts red, 4 parts rye. If I put all those parts together, I get a total of 10 parts. Wonderful. Now, next, it says I have 15 2-pound bags of seed. Well, 15 bags times 2 pounds each, that's a total of 30 pounds. Okay, now I've got to do each one of these separately. First it says I want to know how many of each type of grass that I have, how many pounds. So I'm going to go with my blue first, my bluegrass. So now I've got full rows. 3, B, 10, 30, and B equals 90. Looks like I get that B equals 9 pounds bluegrass seed. Okay, let's go to my next column. Let's put an R in there for red. Now I'm going to use my row with my red. I'm going to use my row with my total. 3 R 10 30. Hey, that's exactly the same proportion we had for bluegrass. I don't need to do all the cross multiplying and dividing again. I know that R has to be 9 pounds of red fescue. Perfect. Last one now. Rye. I'm going to use a capital R for rye since we already used lowercase r. Remember, capital R, lowercase r don't mean the same thing. For R, 10, 30. Cross multiply. 4 times 30 equals 10 times capital R. And I simplify that left side. Let's see, 4 times 30, that's 120. Divided by 10, that's 12. 12 pounds of rye. If I take 12 plus 9, that's 21, plus another 9, that's 30 pounds. There's my total of 30 pounds.